We're live. It's a bit blurry.
Oh, it's not. That's not.
Oh.
Oh, wow. We've had a few technical issues of late, haven't we?
Haven't we just? But we are live.
Just give us a few moments, everybody. We're just going to try and, I say we, the expert, Mr. Jones, is just having a little fiddle with microphones at the minute and cameras. Blocked.
And then the easy camera. So if you just go back there. It's got easy camera selected. Yeah, that's it.
Ustad Bahan's involved as well.
Teamwork.
Teamwork. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
But we've got some bubble banter happening in the chat facility with all of the groups.
One more try.
You've got the settings for YouTube on that list. That's all the different websites.
No, it's just the ones that ask for it.
I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll be all right. We'll just have to go for it.
That's okay, everybody. Can I just... Oh, nice. Nice shirt, Mr. Jones. Can I just check? Can you hear us today? Can someone just indicate in the chat that you can hear us? And then we'll crack on. Yes! Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Good morning, everybody. A very, very happy Monday to all of you. School is alive today with smiles and joy and laughter and people having fun. It really, really is. So a very special good morning to all of the boys and girls who are in school, and a very special good morning to all of the boys and girls who are at home. I cannot believe we've only got 2 weeks left.
I know. It's flown by.
It really, really has.
Yeah.
It's absolutely flown by, and I can't believe it. So we've got to make sure that we have an even more fabulous 2 weeks. So we finish off the year just as we started it, which is really, really positive. So let's do like we always do at our collective worship. Let's start with our song. Let's show our presence. Let's show our visibility to God. Here we go. Mr. Jones has been singing at the weekend, haven't you? Bit loud, sir. Make sure that you're all joining in, please. Light of the world, you step down into darkness. Open my eyes, let me see beauty that makes this heart adore you. Hope of a life spent with you. Here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that I was my God. You're altogether lovely, I'm very much looking forward to having all of the boys and girls and all the grown-ups back when we can sing that all together again, aren't you? We can raise the roof. Yeah. So, right, Mustafa, would you like to lead us in prayer?
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Pray that you well, inshallah. We'll begin with the Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين.
So, the theme of this week's learning is transition. And we have lots of different transitions in our lives, don't we? It's Teddy's birthday today, everybody. So Teddy is transitioning from being 2 to being 3. That's his transition that he's going through at the minute. He's actually sent in some treats for all of the children in school. So all and the grown-ups. Children and the grown-ups. Children and the grown-ups. So I'll be delivering those later. Transitions, really sometimes a bit scary times when we transition from one thing to another, but often a time of celebration. So how lovely that we're doing this learning after we did the learning last week, which was all about that idea of celebrating. So who am I handing over to? Oscar Mahan, transitions.
Before we start, can you just give me a hand with this? There we go. Thank you. Little bit surprised.
I am a bit.
What's that about? So transition is a very important part of our lives. We go through many transitions within our life. And when we look at the world around us, the whole world is almost in a constant state of transition, constantly growing, constantly changing, moving to something new. And it can be a strange time, and that's why I put this here. I was reading up on transition, and somebody said it's like crossing a bridge. So this is my bridge today.
Bridge of transition.
Bridge of transition. Now, when you're going across from one place to another, when you're on one side of something, you're in year 2, for example, you're going into year 3, you're used to year 2, you're comfortable. You know the routine, you know the people, you know what the learning is about, you get comfortable. Now you've got to grow and go into year 3. If you always stayed in year 2, you would not be able to grow, you would not be able to progress, because the learning that you do in year 2 is very important, and it's very important from the very beginning of your life, and that's the foundation, but you need to move on to the next step in order to grow. So if you always stay where you are and where you're comfortable, you'll never grow, you'll never move on. And we see this with animals. They migrate, they go through that transition. That's called migrations. They will move according to where the water or the food is that they need. We see that in the development of animals, and the famous one would be the caterpillar when it turns into a butterfly. Now, if it stays as a caterpillar, it will never be able to develop those beautiful wings and fly in the air. So in order to move on, in order to grow, in order to develop, in order to become better, we have to go through transition. So this is that transition. And when we're going across, it can be a bit scary, and we'll normally have some supports on either side, and we'll hold on. So we're
and
a bit scared.
People, and that could be people, couldn't it, sir?
Absolutely, it could be people, it could be things to balance on. But it can be a bit scary, but once you get to the other side, I've just got off camera there, then you're fine. And you realize that initial period was that growth period, that period of getting used to your new environment. So when we're transitioning, we'll meet new people, and that's exciting. We may have some natural fears, and that's okay, but it's also an opportunity to get to know new people, and that's really exciting. You get to learn about them, they'll get to learn about you, you'll have new interests, and you'll be able to grow. And also when you're going into a new environment, it gives you an opportunity to contribute something to that. You now have great qualities that you can enrich that new environment with. So when these new children, and all of the children next year, you'll be moving up another year, I'm sure your new teachers are going to be thrilled and excited to welcome you in and learn from you as well, because you are unique, you are special, and what you can give to that new environment and that new role that you go into, nobody else will have been able to give that. And so transition is a slightly worrying time, but it should only be worrying for a small period of time whilst you're adjusting. But once you adjust, once you develop, and once you're confident, you'll be absolutely fine. And always remember, like Miss said, that you have support on either side. You will have your parents, you have the teachers, you have people around you to help you. So if you're worried about anything, speak and discuss it, and people are always there to help. So you're not alone in transition. There's always somebody there to help you.
Oh, so true, isn't it?
Definitely.
So true that there may be a period of unease and unrest, but the excitement and the opportunities that await us on the other side make it all worthwhile. And we're never in it alone. We're never in it alone. Love that. Thank you ever so much, Ustad Bahar. So you look like you've got a big smile on your face.
I have got a big smile on my face. And when I was thinking about stories or works around transition, all of them, there's not very many new ones that are done. So I found Julia Donaldson's Poems to Perform. Now, I love Julia Donaldson, and she has collected some brilliant poems. And we often overlook poetry, so I thought I'm going to go do a classic poem. But sit down as well.
Jack and Ori.
And like Ustad Bahan said, we go through transition all the time. We're in a constant state of transition. And this year, we've gone through transition more than ever. And everybody in school and everybody at home has coped so well with it. And when I thought about it, that idea of transition all the time, a day is a transition. And a day transitions into night and then back into day. So I found a lovely poem called 24 Hours. 24 hours make a night and a day. Never a minute more will one stay. 1 o'clock sounds the owl's cold cry. 2, as the flame of the fox glimmers by. 3, the still hour of the moon and the stars. 4, the first crow is heard from afar. 5, and the bird song already begun. 6, the bright mail van comes up with the sun. 7, here's the milk with the butter and cream. 8, all the kettles are letting off steam. 9, the school bell calls the lazy and late. 10, as the children chant, 2 4s are 8. 11, and it's cooking with pot, spoon and pan. 12, and the morning says, good afternoon. 1, and for dinner, hot pudding and pie. 2, all the dishes are watered and dry. 3, the quick water hen hides in the pool. 4, as the children come smiling from school. 5, sees the milking cows lurch down the lane. 6, and the family together again. 7, and the children all bathed and in bed. 8, Daddy snoozing, the paper unread. 9, and the house mouse squints out of his hole. 10, and the tabby cat takes a dark stroll. 11, bolt the window and lock the front door. 12 o'clock strikes, and on sea and on shore, night and day's journey is starting once more. 12 o'clock sounds on the steep and the plain, day and night's journey beginning again. And that's by a poet called Charles Causley. And I thought that really sums up transition and how the more we go through transition, the more natural and usual it becomes. So like Ustad Bahan said, it can seem strange, it can seem daunting, but just think about all of those transitions that you go through during every day of every year, and everything will work out well.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Really lovely, really, really lovely. Thank you ever so much. So on Friday, we had technical issues.
We did.
To start off with, you couldn't see us, and then you couldn't hear us. So we have got to, we've got to do our stars of the week from last week, because we didn't manage to do that. So up first, well, let's get straight into it. Let's dive right in. Up first is Daniel Dilshan.
Oh.
Daniel got Star of the Week last week because it says, Daniel has settled well into school with a big smile on his face and he's enjoyed the learning activities. He designed a lovely thank you card with a yummy picture of a donut. He also made a fantastic scarecrow. Super work, Daniel. Keep it up. You know what, as well, Daniel got more ice cream round his face than he did in his mouth. I think it was everywhere. He absolutely demolished it.
Definitely loved it, though,
He
didn't he?
loved it. He loved it.
Well, moving on to Cairo. Mushtaba Shaheed is Cairo Star of the Week for last week. Mushtaba has been working really hard this week in school, learning all about celebrations. He wrote a fantastic recipe for a cake, designed a beautiful birthday cake, and even made a thank you card for Kipper's friend, based on Story of the Week. He is growing in confidence each day and is more willing to try new things. Keep up the good work. Well done, Mushtaba.
Well done. That sounds like two boys who are already year one.
Definitely.
In Manchester, we have Zayn al-Abidin. So Zayn has shown a big improvement with his engagement on Class Dojo. He has become really excited and enthusiastic and has shown his enjoyment in the use of technology to aid his home learning, which is brilliant.
Excellent stuff. Excellent. So if we move on over to Delhi, Delhi's Star of the Week is Yumna Shafiq. My Star of the Week this week is Yumna for her eagerness to learn. After our phone conversation on Tuesday, Yumna has been smashing her work. She has been working on Numbers and Flash Academy all week. Keep up all the hard work at home. Good girl. Well done, super stuff. Right, if we shimmy on up to year two. Year two, Cardiff's Star of the Week is Azair Arshad. Azair has been working hard throughout the time he has been at home. He has now begun to post all of his learning on Class Dojo. All of Azair's work is clearly presented and completed to a high standard. This week, Azair has written a lovely menu for a celebration, as well as completing his extra challenge lessons in maths. Well done, Azair. Keep up the great work and keep posting on Class Dojo.
Well, Azair's actually in
He's in
school with us for the
He's
next
in
2
school.
days.
I bet Azair's dad is very happy about that.
Well done, Azair.
Morning to Archer and Archer Governors.
Shimming on down to cartoon. I don't know where that came from, because I've been listening to you. We have Adil Arshid as Star of the Week. Adil has worked consistently hard throughout his time at home on maths, writing, and reading, as well as sending me many photos of his more creative projects, such as his outdoor den and his 3D mosque. And we saw that was a very good mosque. I've really enjoyed my chats over the phone with Adil. He's provided me with detailed descriptions of what he's been learning at home. Well done, Adil.
Well done, Adil. I was going to give Bakara Star of the Week to a Star of the Heart, and then I read who it was. Bakara's Star of the Week is Rabani Kandia for continually showing his independent learning skills in maths, not only this week, but all of the time. Rabani strives for challenges and he is the ultimate times table rock star. Amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing. Good boy.
I'm not happy about that stuff.
Why?
Because it means I'm going to have to take my wallet out.
Yes.
So every time you get Star of the Week,
How much does he get, sir?
He gets a treat. Well,
it varies.
Whatever he wants for it.
It varies.
It can be a bit expensive. So.
Rabani, go big, go big, go big.
He is after a silver Iron Man coin at the moment. So.
Ooh. What's that? I can hear that coin calling you. Yes.
What's the Iron Man? Oh, yeah, Iron Man agrees.
Yeah.
Iron Man obviously thinks that's a good idea as well. Super stuff.
So in York, Star of the Week is Fatima. And Fatima has been consistently working. And so this is Fatima Akmal. There's about 3, 4 Fatimas. So yeah, just clarify. Fatima has been working consistently. And I really like that word consistently.
Yeah.
And there's a saying of the Prophet, peace be upon him. He says the most beloved acts to Allah are those that are consistent, even if they are small. So it's a very good quality to have consistency. Working hard with her home learning, Fatima has been writing some amazing poems and stories since the start of lockdown, and recently got one of her poems published in a poem book. Well done, Fatima, that's amazing.
Wow.
I'm going to have to ask you for your autograph when you come to school.
Good girl. Well done, Fatima. Yeah, get an autograph now. That'll be worth something in a few years' time.
So, off on up to Edinburgh. Edinburgh Star of the Week is Suleiman Salim. Suleiman is Star of the Week for his fantastic effort during home learning. He's challenged himself to complete maths tasks and has really, really impressed me. You are a star, Suleiman. Keep it up. Well done. And there's a theme coming through, isn't there? Consistency and challenge. People really wanting to do well. Well done.
Well done, good boy. So Conya's Star of the Week is Mamouna. Mamouna has been working so hard during home learning and has made some really creative pieces of work. She is always in good spirits, that's true, and is eager to discuss her new learning. Well done, Mamouna. Good girl. Excellent.
Next Star of the Week in Year 5 goes to Jamal. And Jamal has enjoyed his first week back in school, impressing Mr. Lees and Mr. Mannion with his resilience and hard work. He has put in a tremendous effort in all his lessons, working especially hard converting percentages to fractions. Keep up the hard work, Jamal. Well done.
They're not messing around, are they? Absolutely, they're not. Shafiq Nazakat is getting the Star of the Week in Istanbul for coming back to school with the determination to learn and the resilience to accept the new rules that now have to be followed. It is a pleasure to have you back in school. How nice is that certificate? Absolutely. That whole idea about transitioning and there being a new normal absolutely summed up beautifully. Well done, Shafiqa.
So, in Tarim this week, Star of the Week is Aisha Sadiqa for being incredibly kind and helpful with her peers. She's adapted amazingly well in with Year 5 and has not hesitated in making everyone feel welcome and offering help where it is needed. A true role model. I'm very proud of you, with an extra smiley face at the end.
Good girl.
And that is true. Aisha is a very kind person, and she will go above and beyond to make sure that everybody is okay and everybody's helped. So well done. That's a really, really honest one. I like that.
Absolutely good girl. And the final one this week in Dublin is going to Mariam for showing that she is very conscientious by writing a powerful letter about the Black Lives Matter movement. She has clearly researched the topic thoroughly and is passionate about it. I was very impressed. Mr. Lees was so impressed that he emailed it to me. Absolutely stunning, just really powerful. Every word on the page did a job, and it was an absolute pleasure to read that, Mariam. And we are going to get that published somewhere because a lot of people could learn from what you've said in that letter, both children and adults. So thank you ever so much for the time that you devoted to that. Really special. Super stuff. Well done to all 14 of our Star of the Week this week. As we always say, we know there are another 312 of you out there who have all been doing equally as good stuff. But let's give these 14 children a big Zaytouna round of applause. Amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing. So we've got years 2s, 3s and 4s in with us this week.
We have.
And then we've got some even more special things happening next week in our final week of the term. So have a wonderful week, everybody. Big bang.
Big bang. So if you last year went over to the Derby Arena with lots of the adults in school to do the STEM fair, science, technology, engineering and maths, we normally would be mosey on and over, all of us, to Derby Arena again. However, circumstances as they are, it's online. It is virtual. So check out your class dojo if you are in year 3, 4, 5 and 6, because tomorrow you will be able to log in and you will be able to take part in all of these wonderful activities nationwide. Mrs. Arshid is working very hard to make sure everything is up and running, as are all of the teachers. So make sure you tune in and make sure you send us some of your lovely learning. It promises to be a good day, and I'm excited tomorrow.
What an exciting Tuesday. Thank you to Miss Arshed for all the work you're doing behind the scenes on that one.
Definitely.
Exciting stuff. So that's going out to parents and to children through Class Dojo.
Yeah, it's already on there, and you will be able to log in. So get on Class Dojo if you haven't been on there already.
Fabulous, amazing stuff. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Enjoy all the learning around transition, and we will see you on Friday for our celebration. Take care. God bless. Assalamu alaikum.